am Sergeant English, your English instructor. Send your energy to my water. Today's lesson is lesson number 18 out of 100. Start off with lesson 1, work your way up to 18. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Follow along. I'm. The word not in it has the word no. Sure. When you're not sure, you're maybe 30% sure. Her story did sound sketchy, so I'd say 50% sure. That's me, find, when you find something, oh, I found a tool. Her is female, a woman. Story. A story is something your parents would tell you before bed when you were little, or read it out of a book, a story. Credible. When you're credible, you're 100%. But if you're not credible, I'd say you're a 0%. Number 2, my boss, this is my boss in white, doesn't, that means no, allow me, that's me, to use my, here we go with my, cell phone, this is cell phone, at work, this is work. I spend 8 hours a day working. Number 3, don't argue, do not argue. Screaming, yelling, ah! With your dad or mom. This is your dad and mom, and you're in the middle. Number 4, chop. When I tell you, go chop something in the kitchen for me. Celery, chop it. The mushrooms. This is the mushrooms. Into small pieces. This is small pieces. A mushroom. Number 5, she, a woman, a lady, she was born. When you're born, you're this big. With 2 different, the word different in English is this. You're different than everybody. All the stones are different. Eye colors. These are eye colors. Now that you fully understand the lesson, we're going to start with the exercise. Get ready, repeat as I point. Number 1, I'm not sure, I'm not sure that, I'm not sure that I'm not sure that I find, I'm not sure that I find her, I'm not sure that I find her story, I'm not sure that I find her story credible. Now repeat after me fast. I'm not sure that I find her story credible. Number 2, my boss doesn't allow me, My boss doesn't allow me to. My boss doesn't allow me to use. My boss doesn't allow me to use my. My boss doesn't allow me to use my cell. My boss doesn't allow me to use my cell phone. My boss doesn't allow me to use my cell phone at. My boss doesn't allow me to use my cell phone at work. Now repeat fast. My boss doesn't allow me to use my cell phone at work. Number 3, don't argue. Don't argue with your dad. Don't argue with your dad or don't argue with your dad or mom. Now repeat fast. Don't argue with your dad or mom. Number 4, chop the mushrooms. Chop the mushrooms into small. Chop the mushrooms into small pieces. Now repeat fast. Chop the mushroom into small pieces. Number 5. She was born with two different eye colors. Now repeat fast. She was born with 2 different eye colors. Now repeat as I point. I'm not sure that I find her story credible. My boss doesn't allow me to use my cell phone at work. Don't argue with your dad or mom. Chop the mushrooms in small pieces. She was born with 2 different eye colors. Now repeat as I point.